Yeah, alright, people. Must that shut up already? Alright, we're good. Let's get this underway. Just checking everything's working. I think we're all good. Alright. So, I need to basically review everything now. Pick up where we left off from last night. So, we've conquered finally these two islands. It's the Romans have got the Romans have got no land left. So whatever we are, they're gonna go absolutely crazy and attack us. We need to make sure we're prepared, especially at Neapolis. That might even come up here. We also have the Lusitani. So again, general review, consolidation forces, etc. Let's start with you. Alright. So we might have to do a little bit of a merge down. This might even end up a 14 or a 15 stack. But if it does, it doesn't really matter. The only thing I don't want to particularly merge down are the Spartan pikes, because we just don't have the recruitment facilities in this area. But the likes of these can get kicked out. Bit of an economy. You and you can merge. Now, what's the recovery rate on these? It's 2 turns. That's ridiculous to merge them down any further, because we're going to be stuck here. We're going to be consolidating. All it is, it's just about kicking the Romans out each time. Hey, Cap. The war against the Rome's going well. I don't like calling you Cap, even though it's K per run. But still, Cap. I'm consolidating in areas because I've been thinking about this, right? I was unsure. This is one of the new plans that we're thinking about. It's killing this. I'm actually going to hopefully let it attack me, because that's a lot of cab spam. Let it attack us at Genoa. Then almost. I've kicked them out of everything that they own. We're preparing for the fight back from them, but almost. So as I was saying, let this attack us, which I'm hoping that it does, because all that being cavalry is very scary business. And then I was going to fight my way down to Massalia and feed it into the Averni, right? Just to get rid of Massalia. But I've also been thinking about going from there to Tolosa, just doing a burning and pillaging mission all the way down south, so we can come down here and take these islands. But I don't know whether it's going to be better to burn and pillage down here, because I want to use these islands as the focal point of most of their invasion, so we can lessen all the traffic in this area. Because you're telling me that the Averni and the Lusitani with their armies here are going to send it all the way across the top like that, when they know they've got me sat on the border right there? I'm not too sure about what to do. Because if you think, if we grab this army, that's what, just to get there, we're talking what, 1, 2, 3, 4 turns. You're talking even more to get down here via the water, and we don't know what's lurking there either. I'm very unsure. We've also come to the junction in the playthrough. Because if you remember on the last turn, we barely held on to Syracuse because of these. Now, my biggest fear is losing this stuff and I'm just being able to blast through. So I think we're going to be going down to... We're going to need some local navies in set areas to allow me to free up the standing armies that are currently there. And we're going to have to learn to fight without Orniggers. So I think we're going to be also needing a regional military wharf somewhere. We don't have to go all the way up. We don't have to go all the way up. Now, I am still upgrading that because for the money. Now, military wharf enables... That enables an absolute butt ton of stuff. What about the next one? Yeah, but look at the price. This is the one thing I hate about navies is the sheer price of stuff. Look at that, 226. Alright, there's 66. They're fine. That's quite good. $150. We can... I'm sure we can recruit that anyway. They're nice and cheap. Oh, isn't it just revenge? Isn't it just? Especially when you've seen the way I play. Light, auxiliary. Maybe a couple of them in the army would help. But again, 2 of them costs 300. So is it a rank 3 that you need to get up to? I'm like, look at that, 226. It's ridiculously priced. It's just... But I know that we need something here. That's just a fact. And I'm spreading... I'm trying to expand, but borders are getting thin. And the biggest problem with dragging this army all the way down here on its own, it's leaving Genoa open from invasions from the north, and we've still got all this stuff to try and get through. I'm really... stumped in terms of what to do. So where are all our current armies standing? Alright, you're stuck there. These are stuck here. Does it need a loss of land to consolidate again and then push out? Because I was thinking, well, what happens if we were to say, like, just pull out of Illyria? Well, if we pull out of Illyria, that exposes northern Greece and we end up in similar problems. You know what I mean? It's just really hard in terms of what to do. Are all 8 armies on the field? Yeah, they're all on here. Because, like if you look, we've got 2 holding this down. We need to calm the traffic down in the water. Get, as I was saying the other day, what was it? Control the seas, rule the world. You know? Because if we stop all these invasions, could you think now, well, we've got this army stuck here, because if we move that out, that comes down and we lose Neapolis. It's just a fact. And if they don't barge the way in, they'd barge the way in if we didn't leave these here. So, army check. We've got these in the north that are stuck for now. I want them to attack me because of the cavalry spam. Shouldn't we focus on moving to Thrace and our other victory conditions? We should. But if I moved all my armies to the east, right? Where I'm not getting invaded from. Where all they're doing is sticking units. This is the worst I'm seeing from the east. Right, I'll show you the worst that I'm seeing from the east. That's what I'm seeing from the east. That's it. No more. Absolutely nothing. That's it. That's the biggest threat from the east. That's all I'm seeing. I'm not seeing anything else. Yeah, we're dealing with these here and there with the odd stack. And then I'm also got a lot of problems there, but I wouldn't exactly call that east. Everything that's getting thrown at me, right? And I mean everything. It's all here. It's all here. Every time needing multiple armies and the occasional navy. So my idea is to silence all that. Killed a lot of it. Controlled a lot. And then what happens then? Your enemy can only come at you from one area. So instead of having all these dotted on the corner of the empire, could you look, if you think for the past, what, 3 episodes, everything that's come at us, everything we've fought, have been these, Massalia, the Lusitani, the Averni, Massalia until, you know, we pretty much kicked them out of all this, the Nervii, the Nori, you know, and the Nervii now at the stage that we are, and the Nervii, they control all this vast swathes of land. You're right, producer. So if I can knock them out, instead of just babysitting all this and having maintained borders and struggling, because like if I move that forward, we're exposed down here. If I move that forward, that's open for attack. Kill all this and just move my armies east. That's it. It's going to take longer. But then, I know I'm saying it'll take longer, but will it really, in terms of secure borders, control the water, so all this stuff that we've got here as well, if I control all that, I don't even have to put a navy there. I just put everything to move east. Then what I can do is tie that up with... You're right, Gun. Just tie that up with one army or so. And then at that point, we've got all the better Imperium. Alright? Again, I could be talking complete bull here. We've expanded that Imperium. We've got more army. So I've got even more manpower just to draw a big old fat line. All that to destruction. Just draw a big old fat line down the world like that with a line, right? Of Spartan stacked armies, and we just move that way. I want to know what I've been killing Rome to if they added a co-op campaign option. Doesn't it have co-op? Oh, you mean you were actually co-opted as the Romans? You know what? That reminds me of Rome 1. You know where you had 3 factions within Rome? You had the Brusii, the Julii. Can't remember the third one. Well, it was 4 faction, wasn't it? You had the Senate in Rome, and then you had the Reds, which were the Julii, the Blues, and the Greens. The Greens being the Brusii, and you could both control one of them, and then you'd end up conquering all your separate directions in the world, and then turn around and have a big scrap at the end. That'd be cracking. Build a wall, brother. Build a wall. I know, right? Okay, so now, could you look how much we're in defensive mode all the time, and we only have these odd little pockets of attack? Like, I'm in defensive mode here. I'm going to let that attack me. So I'm not dealing with that. I'm hoping that they hit me on the head next turn. This is going to be dancing in between the factions, because now we've got the Aravisci. I don't know. Julii, Bruttii, Scipii, that's it, yeah. And then you'd also had the Senate in the middle with that weird pink colour.
Get to it, men. Ready for battle.
Can't even reach them. Like, what they're throwing at me is a joke. Like, if I had a second army here, we could move out. But the thing that I'm having trouble about, the east, right, is they move up here to Sigadon, they can swing down, so we'd need an army there. So as you see, that'd be exposed. That's why we fed it into them. They could move up to Nabassos. All this is exposed. If we wipe out the Macedonians, we're open to all this again, and that's open for invasion. But all the east is sending at me right now is that. That's it. Where the west's gone shit crazy. Seriously. I'd say that we're going to be needing a general down here. Look at the big money. I've never even seen that before. We've got 30 odd grand. I need to start investing in infrastructure. And I think what we can do is eventually we're going to end up where a true inner core... Hang on 1 second. Hey, Patrick. You alright, mate? How's it going? Nice to see you again. We're going to end up with an inner core regardless of the empire. And then it's that point... Once we've got a secure inner core, which is starting to look like that's going to be my most inner core. All this becomes financial buildings. I'll be scrapping all the garrison buildings. Every single one of them will go. And that financial boom will allow me to get insane navies. All my armies recruited up to the full 20 stacks. And then it's until we get to that point though, is how do we expand to protect the borders? Because you look right now, we've got all this on the outside now coming through. What's the most inner part? It's Italia and Magna Graecia. That's but then we're getting conquered. We'll start fighting with this stuff while I'm still battling all this. I've got no armies. I'd have to retreat. I'd have to give these islands up, right? I'd have to give these islands up. I'd have to have 2 on defense there to maintain Italy. I'd need 1 on defense here. I'd need 2 down there. That's 5 armies just to maintain that crappy border. So yeah, so that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Need 1 there. That's 6. I need you there. That's 7. So I've got 1 army to do that. So what happens when I want to move that 1 army? I'm stuck. You see the problem? Because you have to be able to maintain the borders. So I think this is going to be an extremely defensive couple of turns.
I am the champion of the gods.
Where I think, right, this is the problem. Last thing I'll moan about before we get things really moving. The problem with starting with a central faction of the known world, and that's why the Iceni is a good idea, except the units don't work. You conquer all this, your enemies can only come from this direction. And then you spread out slowly, and then you start conquering to like a line to like there, you expand your Imperium. You maintain these borders, and eventually you cut down into Spain, you cut down there, and then you just start fighting your way across. You get what I mean? It's the same, like that's why people recommend Bactria, but you know, horse factions. Because you'd say conquer all this and slowly move to the left. So if I cover myself with all this, right, it's going to be a lot of defensive battles, but if I can start moving, I want to try and get like 3 armies down here, because I can maintain that with 1 army and then move 2 to the west to conquer all that. But we'll slow down once this, yeah, it's once I know how to defend Corsica and Sardinia, and we've got a bit more cash to start throwing navies in. They're not going to be big navies, but we can throw them in and still secure the land even when they throw full stacks at us. We'll then see where we can release armies from to do this. Yeah, that's 2 things. It's you've got to be able to afford your war, and an army marches on its stomach. So you imagine, right? So last summary, we've conquered everything down here. From here west, I've took out to the Spanish-French border, so all that's mine. That's 1 navy to control pretty much all this to there. I've still got armies here fighting like crazy. That here is money territory. You know what I need more than anything is a gold mine. And I'm sure there's one in Aquitania, and there's one, it's either in, well, where Cardiff is, or Cornwall as well. There's one there. And that'll explode the finances. And obviously we know that there's one bloody well down there, but we're not going there just yet. But it's if we could start something like that and I got filthy finances, we can have the navies, we can have the armies, and then what I want to do as well is, it does, yeah, but we ain't going there now, not yet, it's not in my future plans for a long time, is to stop conquering just before my Imperium actually goes up, because we're really going to start paying for upkeep costs, so I need to build up financial centers at that point to absorb the cost. Because, again, you look here what's going on. Where are we? So we lose the plus 20% loyalty of generals. It goes down to 10. Oh no, that's where we are now. Never mind. We completely lose the loyalty. That goes. That's gone. Public order penalties due to local foreign culture increases to 15%. But I'm more concerned that political actions cost an extra 48%. Political occurrence goes up. The upkeep cost of all armies is increased by 24% from the original 18. So that's what? An increase of 6%. And corruption goes up. And I've got no more research left to decrease the price of armies, only navies. So all that's going to shoot up. It's going to get seriously expensive. Right, so what are you doing? Right, you stay there on the border. Right, there's no need for you to be in our land. You come here. Do you think I'm a little bit paranoid about leaving these? Even though it's all noise. They might smell that Ide is isolated. And decide to come down here. When are you going to go for Constantinople area and Anatolia? Once I've took out everything west. Pretty much. I need to take everything west out. I need to get rid of the Averni. I need to get rid of the Lusitani. I need to get the Nervii gone. I need to... Again, it's the trouble with being a central power. I need one side of us controlled. Because you think I've got nothing down here defending us. That's the only thing. If I had to defend Greece, I wouldn't have been able to expand over here. It wouldn't have been possible. So I have to deal with the threats that we've got so we can turn around and go back. So let's start moving things forward. Because you think, the only thing I've got in Greece, I don't even know if that's still classed as Greece. I think Greece's like pretty much this area, isn't it? And the islands and all that. I think that's modern day Macedon, whatever you want to call it, where there's big contention between the Greeks and these over the name of the place, or at least there was. But either way, the only thing I've really got in this area is that one army. That doesn't choose to land anymore, not for now. And I don't hear anything from over there. This occasional army will swing around and it's controlled. So right now, no. Right now, all I'm aiming to do is murder these, feed that into the Averni, maintain these borders, occasionally loot Medlan, maintain Illyria, maintain Greek Balkans area, then sort out these islands. I'm trying to gain dominance. The immediate goal is to gain dominance in the Mediterranean in this area. And then once I can make these two islands stand on their own 2 feet, because all it's going to be is garrison arrows, right? Oh, here we go. So here, I want that destroyed, because that'll instantly make that a garrison. I am going to put a military base here. I'm going to repair that so we can get our onagers again. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of that. So that's going a military building. That's getting upgraded. And Eulalia is already a 14 stack, hence why we only need those for now. So what I'm going to do is let all this go mental and start invading, even though it does need 2 onagers, but we had to split it between the invading one to conquer Corellis and to hold on to that. But anyway, and we've got a rebellion here, so I do need to recruit for this rebellion that's coming as well, because you got to think they're gonna throw a lot of decent units at me. So what do we want? I want more pikes. Oh no, the Pyrrhi. I hate Pyrrhi at this part of the campaign. We can get archers. 2 cav. And give me some crappy bloody Piri. Because the reason I hate recruiting Piri is the price is the same as the Spartans, and the Spartans and Pikes are so much better. So yeah, the idea is to initially calm all this down, right? Stop all this invasion. So I want any army coming across to go to these islands. And the army that I've pushed all the way south through here, once I can control this, because this army can force march in between the two, right? Can force march in between the two islands should we need it. I am putting all that to military buildings rank 2. So that's going to have a big old fat garrison in it. So they're going to be marching between the two, and then this army is going to come straight down south, and we're going to take Carthage. By taking Carthage, all their armies are going to come straight up. So this army moves across and babysits here instead. So that becomes a new strangle point. Then that's going to free this army up to move west. And the idea is to conquer everything that you see here up until the point we move into southern Spain, come up. So these armies come down here, maintain the border right there. The other two armies come this way, come up through Spain, and then eventually, once we've conquered all this, we'll join the border there, and then I'm going to push this out, the army that's there. Push it out, so these start panicking, so these ones can fan out again. And we'll meet up here, and then at that portion, these armies can move up, and we can start putting more a bigger stranglehold there. But I'm telling you, if I've conquered like that much, right, I'd say Baetica and Mauritania. If I've got that conquered, my Imperium level's well gone up, so we can recruit 2 more armies. Because what I've found out, again, a lot of things to discuss before we get going. Every time our Imperium level goes up, you're allowed 2 more armies, right? So you start with 2, it goes to 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 should it be needed. So by the time we go up to 10 armies, and we've got them on the front lines as well, and we've also stopped conquering for a couple of turns while we put economic things in place, more happiness buildings to adjust for the change that comes with a bigger Imperium level, things like that. It's going to come to a point where we just explode, and I can just throw everything at them, because in your standard legendary campaign, it does end up at a point where you're at war with most of the known world, but you're that big, you've got that much Imperium, you don't care. You can just keep going. And it's once we reach that point where it doesn't matter about money, it doesn't matter about food or anything like that. It's just like, yeah, we've got the money, we've got the army size, we've got everything else, just chuck the money at it and we're fine. But I could probably afford more now, including navies, if I put my taxes through the roof. But we've seen, by taxing people through the face like that it causes too much unrest, places stop growing, and it's actually been more beneficial in the long run not to tax through the face, to allow them armies to move out. So when you start, you're always at war with everyone on this faction. No. What I'm doing, for anyone who's joining, the reason I'm at war with everyone, there's a few of my achievements, I've put too much time into Rome. I want to move on from the game, and I want to say goodbye to it. And I'm at the point where I'm going to be doing this. I'm saying bye to the Total War series, and to say goodbye to him, I'm doing something pretty stupid and long-winded, but I think I don't feel like I've done with Total War unless I've done one of the hardest achievements on the hardest difficulties. Well, the most hardest difficulty, and it's legendary. So what we're doing is, this is Total War. Win the game having declared war on every faction you encounter them, as well as never negotiating peace. So that's no client states, that's no satrapies, you name it. So turn 1, you declare war on everyone there. And every additional turn that you meet someone, declare war, declare war, declare war. So I need to deal with all that until I've got a shore border, because the idea is, if we owned all this, right? Yeah, it's goodbyes, unless there's major releases, and I'm not on about factions or anything like that. If there's a new Total War game that gets released, fine, I'll pick it up. I'll do the same thing. But it's not going to form as much of a dominance on the channel as it has done previously. Let's put it that way. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Because I don't have fun with the standard legendary campaign, and I want that to change. And this is the most fun I've had with a Total War game in years. Even though you'll see that I'm stressed out, it's wrecking me head. I want it to be done for like the 16th of this month. This is just, it's blown out of proportion. Back to me point, if we controlled this portion of Northern Africa, right, nothing's coming up from the Sahara to get us. You know, if we controlled this portion to Spain and modern day Portugal, the New World ain't coming over to us, you know. So we're secure on that portion of our borders. All I need is one navy there, and all the armies that I've got in this area can literally condense here and push up, which these are maintaining the borders. All my manpower is going to be located here, and then eventually what I'm hoping to do is swing it north. So we just form a big fat line there. We'll meet up with everything here, and then these armies then at that point, if I've got the borders covered, because what this fella's doing, he needs to defend stuff coming from there, stuff coming from here. We're defended across the line. We just push. And if I've got all this conquered, my Imperium's up, my number of armies go up. So we push even harder, up until a point where I can lock that. I know I can lock that down with 2 armies. So that's 3 there. Then I'm going to have 3 armies to go up into Britain. But it's getting to that Imperium size, because what's going to happen, it's going to be the snowball effect. Me with 2 more armies down here, with these maintained borders that we've got in Illyria, Macedonia and Greece here, I'd steamroll all that. I'd steamroll it. I'd absolutely steamroll it. But again, we've got financial questions. Which of the 3 armies that are going to go to Northern Africa? Now, if I do conquer this, I'm going to have to be jiggling an army in between there. But this is you're going to need a second force to stop there. Otherwise, they're going to send men across. So it's... I'm going to move 2 armies down as far as I can. And this first army is going to burn and pillage what's here. Come down to the corner at Migdol. And then go back north, and so conquer there, move north. This one, once you've got Isle around there, I'll show you it on the map. So I know how I'm going to do it. It's a matter of getting the men and resources, because you look, you even share a border right there, because, oh, in fact, that's what we could do. We conquer that, so what we do, we burn and pillage our way to here with 1 army. Then I'm just going to let that go. Straight south, we take this at Migdol, then we come back, and then I jump the border. And that's those completely defended. That's the start of these funneling everything this way. Even though I want the island as well. They'll go absolutely batshit crazy. Because you look, the Lusitani only ever sails their armies across at me. They don't go across the land. Then the army that we've used to take Isle, we come down here and take that. This army's already took there. That's conquered. That's conquered. Done. Done. And then we start our movement up here. But once all that's conquered, it's a matter of how do we move resources around? What manpower is actually going to be needing it? Are they going to start moving straight down this way? Which makes a Bosim a very important naval base. But I need to start with what we're facing now to progress. So that's a big old massive review of the situation. Let's deal with the situation that we're in to allow us to move forward to invade. And I also remember on the last turn, this place suffered heavily because we took the gamble and moved that army. By moving the army out here, and we barely survived against Massaili. That's that general that's up there now on defense. So here is the first place we need a general, a naval commander. But what frustrates me, really frustrates me, is these cost 226 per turn. You can't get around it. Yes, it's true that they cost 118, but I don't know if they're any good, and it's only missile damage. And my thing is once you run out of ammunition, if you have the majority range, what the hell are you gonna do? You know? So we need one of these, unfortunately. But what I am going to do is our new research is going to be that. Because the money that we're starting to bring in now, I'm going to have to sit here with me pen and paper and start chunking these boys up. But as you know, every single area that we have has to be, every province I should use, that's the correct word, should be a net, should provide a net contribution to food, not taken away. If it can't provide a net contribution, it should at least be neutral. And that's why you'll see me have an overwhelming number of fisheries until we can farm, because this forms part of the plan of changing our inner core of the empire once we've secured our borders into financial centres. Because at that point I can delete all this stuff, right? Obviously we'll still have emergency recruitment stuff just in case things go pear-shaped, but all this will be scrapped. That'll go, these will go, and I'll take the garrison down to whatever the town provides, which I think is 6 units. And like, they all become temples and financial buildings, the lot of it, which then funds everything else. Because if we know that our core is safe, we know we can only be attacked from one direction. You make the people happy, and you give them the means to produce wealth for you. But other little things are happening, which is really good. As in, I'd say in about 5 turns, I'm going to be able to expand Brundisium to put another financial building right there. And you think, well, that's not going to be much. No, but that one financial building might get me 2, 3 naval units. It might allow us to afford the future armies once the Imperium goes up. But it all starts with securing borders. That is one of the biggest bonuses in the world by us not getting invaded by the East. So I'm not going to go poke it in the face and cause trouble over there until we've dealt with the problems that we are facing. Right, so let's start doing a massive investment. So you, sir, need to recruit. Right, that's coming through on the next turn. So that's going to be a massive financial boon for us. That's also coming through, which is more financial. Do you see all this good stuff that's coming through? That's all getting smashed. And by that all getting smashed, besides that one, I want to make sure that's getting repaired. By all that getting smashed down, it's going to give me a hell of a lot more money to carry on improving places. And we also need to make sure that the food all levels out as well. As you see, this is forming the new frontier, why all this is improving and going up. And if I can control the sea, this is the main financial centre, because on both sides of Italy, we own it now. We own it. So that means, because, you know, like, remember when we were playing through as the Romans, people from Ida, the faction, or whatever that woman was called, you know, the one with the eyes too close together, from the Ardii, the queen, yeah? She was constantly sending armies across to annoy us. That's all dealt with now. I own all this. So that's making this much safer, especially once we take northern Africa and we deal with all this stuff. All this is going to be immensely safe to put financial institutions. Yep, again, like, look at all this. Neapolis, that they can be scrapped because they're defended natural defense with the islands. Rome will still need them too, though. But like, look at this. Valathri, that can change because we'll control the northern borders. It's stuff like that, you know. Because if you really look at things, I still don't own that much. So I need to be very strategical with what buildings that we do have and when. Because as you've seen, when we deleted that building at Larissa, which was originally a military one, we just got zoomed by Miceli. It just came straight up here and bypassed all that because they seen it as weaker. Where is Apollonia? Because I'm still a little bit paranoid about deleting one of these at Apollonia and changing it. But I do think the time might be here for Apollonia, because that still needs it, because we look how we're dancing there. They could come across to Epidamos. Apollonia's there. But I don't want to give them any big ideas to sail around the corner and come up here just yet. Because I've got nothing to retreat, because everything's on the front. This is where one change of building here could make all these armies come up and change all the plans. So I need to maintain the status quo, even though I'm still trying to find ways to expand and change our composition of towns and everything else. Sparta won't change until we've pretty much conquered. Once we've conquered all this and formed a big line down and we've getting ready to invade all this stuff. That's not going to be changing for the longest time. That's a fishery. That's going to be a net contributor to food, which is good. Can I start expanding anywhere? You're a walled city, but we need the rank 3 because I don't want to put a premium on any units. And the reason I favour these more is because they provide cavalry over the skirmisher ones. And the reason we've got that here is because we've got this grain farm, because all that balances out. Alright, here at Epidamos we went with the temple because we wanted to convert them over to us. That number is going up, but I still want it higher because of the terms of the unhappiness. Ida. That needs expanding. That's done. Yeah, we can't do anything there, right? Let's start checking armies.
Ready for battle.
What can you recruit?
Soldiering.
That's because I'm plonking everything in that. So we're going to have to maintain these at not quite full 20 stacks until all this threat's dealt with. Then I'm going to put a lot more resources into this so it can invade down south. What are you doing? Right, with this, I'm convinced that the Averni are just going to go plop into the water and try and eyeball somewhere up. But that is pure horse spam. Because that's pretty much a horse spam, I need them to attack us. Because then I can lock down the streets and they'll take the initiative on us. So that is going to stay defended. I'm hoping that if they hit us on the head, I'm going to kill them. And then come down here and fortify in the face. No, I don't want to go through the enemy's units. I want to go through mine. That's fine. We want something here to attack us. Now, this is the next question. Ideally, I'd like both of these armies to attack us and we'd wipe them out here in one go. But I've needed to retreat the army from Ida to get ready for this. Now, do you have the ability should we require it? No, he doesn't, so this makes it even harder. Because what they might do is turn that around and come down here with everything. Because if the AI had its head screwed on, they'd sacrifice that and send it straight down and then send everything else that way, and I can't decide between the two. I'm stuck then. So if I kill that, that's up for invasion. If I defend that, all three armies could potentially kill that one army and that take that and you get both of them. But I can't reach anything, so I'm hoping that that thinks, oh yeah, boys, we've got two armies here, let's kill him. Because that, I'm better on defensive wars than offensive wars, and then we use... If we were to wipe them out completely and have a good standing, I'd then turn around and capture this. And I'd burn it, I'd loot it, and then go back. No campaign plan survives first. It does not. It doesn't. That's why it's always evolving. Remember like how many campaigns we ended up in Egypt? And then we were looking at... This campaign, I was looking at uniting the Greek islands, right? Coming down here. Getting the Greek island here and then coming across through roads and moving up there. That never happened. And that was the first turn. Like I said, that what we're planning here could completely change. Right, so let's... What's this one doing? Right, you're on defense. Nothing we can do. We're recruiting to shore this area up. Yeah, fine. Okay.
Ready for orders.
You're defending us. Can we reach that place? Yes, we can. Right, this might be one of the only offensive moves that we get. Can you move across there and have a look for me?
Swift and silent, a shadow among shadows.
Right, so what we could do then is move up, burn, pillage, and loot. So then that might change the Aravaki's opinion about coming down against us from that region. We take that, that might also encourage them to come for a scrap with us over here. And then what we're going to do is kill all that stuff, loot it. And then if we defeat them and nothing comes across here, I'm going to leave that up for capture and I'm going to come across and we're going to burn and pillage that as well. So the first thing, you see how I've got to talk through every single turn in detail to make sure we're okay, because one false move, we're gone. But then you can still find occasionally these little pockets to be offensive and go and nick this little town or city, pull back. Oh, well, if I've got that, we might be guaranteed an invasion there. But if they swing around the corner, I can still retreat. And then this is going to give us like 3,000-4,000. Easy. So, I want you to come right up and go right there. Just in case they've got something on the other side of it. No.
At your command.
Really? So that means if we capture that, the Gate have got nothing left. So if I can kill that next turn, the Gate are done. I think the Gate are done. How much? I'm not just going to occupy, at least it's something. So this is actually worth it. What's this one give me? That gives me 1,000. I want the more money because I want to stay here. Yeah, the Gate have got nothing left. They've got that one and that one. What's this? The Bastani. Right, here we go.
You are welcome, although my hands.
We've met someone new, unfortunately. What if they got here at Navassos? They should turn around and attack me, and they should suicide in as well. It's my old buildings. They've done nothing with it since I had it. That's what I put there. And because the garrison's shot, you're best off deleting them and then rebuilding them. So I'm hoping that this comes across. We'll wipe that out. So they should be panicking, thinking that I'm here that can come up. So that should back up. And that'll come down. But I can't reach them yet. Then we need to feed Navassos and people deeper into someone should they come across. But you look, an army can just come down from there, move here and in. And then if I've got this one standing army here that'll swing around here, all that's open. But again, we can still do little sniping missions. Yes, the fortune does favour the bull, but it's just as long as we can deal with the consequences, we're okay.
My skills are yours.
My sword is yours.
Keep an eye on these.
We hunger for battle.
This is going to be this is the hardest challenge that's coming soon, because we've got a 20 stack there that'll probably go here. We've got them who've been on my border for God knows how long. They're going to go nuts. And we've got all this in the water too.
We hunger for battle.
And I want that. I'm silly if I attack that. I am absolutely silly. But we'll get it under the defensive. And look at the money now. I pretty much spent all the money that I want to spend on towns because there's nothing else to do. Besides the odd fishery and military building. So we can use good chunks of that to fund expanding the towns, which will see income go up. Or it'll also see food consumption, which is where I'll need my pen and paper.
At your command.
We're good.
We hunger for
I do want the Lusitani to attack us here, or they'll all be eyeballing Syracuse. You see how much danger's here? Politics. 0. Anyone need Marion, etc.? Look at him. No, he's a beast. He's only 19 and he can already do that. I'm so made up with him. And we might actually end up get to a point where we can educate the children to have better stats, which again will make things better for us. Give them some more authority. Oh no, kid died. Yeah, we're still okay for now. Right, end the turn. They're moving everything into Alalia. Whoa, they sieged me up. Right, that's suicide. That's a joke. Nothing else is attacking me, so I'm fine with doing that. See you later, mate. I hate killing the Romans. I feel bad. My favourite faction. Give me my money. There's £1.5. More suicide. And then I'm just going to let that decide where it wants to go and leave it to it. So we're still stuck here for a while anyway while we build up the borders. That is looting me. I've noticed that there's a split in the AI, right? Where once you've completely took all towns off someone, off a faction, all the land armies suicide you, right? Completely suicide into you, doesn't matter what, but all the navies just pillage you and don't go for the nearest dock. They do sometimes, but I'd say they've done it. This is gonna blow open Pupil Diva again. Right, that's a joke. We've got it with that. They've not even got a large Arniger. That's a joke. Deal with them. Have you even got a pike unit? Tarantine, Peltists, and that's the only threat we've got is the second reinforcing army. Alright, let's go. So again, you see how I moved up to Navisos? It was open, and then we're defending it. Because of moving in this aggressive defensive manner and fighting a defensive war like this, because I know, you know, the strengths that we have, because we're doing that, I can turn the next turn into something very offensive. Because what I'm going to do is once I'm going to leave this town on the next turn, which is going to encourage that Gatai army to come back and take this territory off us, which will put that army in the town. We go next door and take Pupil Diva, sack it all, burn all the buildings down. The turn after that, we move back to that town that we've just took to finish off the Gatai, then move back to the walled settlement and let another faction move in. You see what I'm trying to do? I'm being defensive, and these defensive battles allow me to be offensive for the next turn, and then I do the defensive approach again, rinse and repeat. But if I was just to go out and just start nuking and picking a fight in the open field, obviously we have to do that sometimes, but you know, it's that can actually set us back in the long road, like you've seen with Massilia. I prefer saying Massalia, but Massilia, where they pretty much got all that cavalry. I'd have to do something like a corner camp, which I might not rule out if they're still there. So we want all our flight risks, not flight risks, morale penalties.
At your service. Battle group awaiting orders.
Is that all of them? No, it's not. We've got another one. That's the actual size of the garrison here, and if it was full size, but it'd never be able to hold something like this off.
Slingers.
Right, so it's this map, is it? Okay, we've got 4 archers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pikes. 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm not happy with the way that we lock this, because that needs 2. That's 4. That can need between 2 and 3 pikes. We're going to be a little bit short on one of the defensive sides.
Spartan pikes!
So we know that this can be locked down indefinitely. With just 2 pikes. That is my favourite position we found in this town. Everything filters down and just goes into the side. When if you used to just cut across there, their range can just start picking them off before they get you. Because of this, they've got to come all the way down. And this, if you put an army across there to defend, he's still open from this direction. That cuts off 2. It's such a strong defensive position.
At your service.
Let's group these as well.
Formation will be punished.
But once we find out where the... I can do that with 1.
Battle group awaiting orders. Spartan pikes!
Get over here.
Ready for orders.
It's not ideal.
Fight phalanx!
But we can secure that with 1. And then if anything comes this way, we can obviously do the chokehold and I'll reinforce them should it be necessary.
Spartan pikes!
Alright, so Spartan pikes. Give me another
Pikemen ready for orders.
full strength 1.
Spartan pike
You
ready
control group 4.
at your service.
Now we have to control this because I don't want him taking the center point. But then if I would say, oh well that's too close, let's move them forward.
Understood.
Well in that case we've got to make the line even thinner. Again. Come on man. Don't be awkward. Stop it, you had it then. No, yes there it is.
Sparta!
Very paranoid is that side of him there. I don't know if I'm happy with that.
Spartan pikes!
So we're going for the thinner line, boys, unfortunately. Because I would like 3 here to basically chunk them up there. But then we've also seen where the enemy army can sometimes come from behind. And we do need at least 2 or 3 on defense at the back here. Oh, not 2. Okay. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Work with me. Work with...
Yes, command orders.
Hang on.
At your service. Orders. Pike infantry ready! Spartan pikes!
We might have enough pikes to actually do this. Because of changing that from a 2 group to a 3. Right, here we go. I'll lock that down.
Pikemen, command form phalanx!
You're a free agent. What group's this?
Spartans! Pike infantry ready. Ready for orders.
No, he's not. He's not a free agent.
Battle group ready and awaiting orders.
Damn. Thought he might have been. Right. Oh man, I've completely screwed this up.
Spartan pikes!
Right.
Ready and
Let's
waiting.
double check it again. 1's in position. No, he's not. Just get me general up here. Make sure we've got everything covered. Yeah, the 1's are in place. You see why just having an additional couple of garrison units makes this so much easier. 1,
Pikemen ready for orders.
2's are in place.
Spartan pikes!
So are the 3's.
Pikes at the ready! Form
So are the
phalanx!
4's.
Spartan
So are the
pikes!
5's. Here we go. 6's. We've got no 6's yet. Right, let's make the 6's the archers.
Await your command. Break formation.
I want these two to back them up. Then I want you to fire in that general direction. Then I want you to do the same. Because the idea is to blow that cavalry up as quick as possible, and then we're in a good position to maneuver them to deal with the oncoming second army. Then we just need to position the onagers and the cavalry, and then we're good to go.
By your command.
Right, where are we going to be putting this then? One in the usual location.
Understood.
Where are my morale penalties? Just can we shove them here? Then? Oh, whoops. Shove them here. Get them out of the way. Then this second
Ballista.
onager. I've got a position right there. Then we're going to group those two.
Command. Yours to command. Citizen cavalry!
Group.
Return to your positions! Break formation! Melee cavalry ready!
Deploying here with cavalry has never gone wrong yet. So let's see how we get on with it. So that's everything in position now, I believe. It's checking the 1s, the 2s, into the 3s, the 4s, the 5s, the 6s, the 7s,
Ready!
and the 8s. Starting with the 7s.
Back to your positions!
Right, let's go.
If we are victorious and live, I will sacrifice to Zeus and Ares for
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
But we mortals must do our parts as well. Fight
At least it clipped a few of them.
and all will be well. Fire!
Yeah, it's behind here.
Loose! Fire on the enemy!
No, okay, start fighting on that.
As you command!
They will not have the brains to come round here. Did we put 3 there? No, we've got 2. That's pretty strong. That's pretty much all locked down, actually.
Ballista! Take aim! Missile infantry at your command! Helots! Now!
That's going to take a bit of a pasting. Why are you running?
Missiles awaiting targets! Archers!
Slingers. Slingers. Right, so what I want to do now is get you to start picking on them.
Sparta! Your orders! Loose! Spartan pikes! Archers!
Bloody Tarantine cavalry, man. And I want you to come there.
As you command! Double time! Understood! Ready! Take aim!
Just turn around, please.
Sparta! Archers! Orders!
Right, now it's time to move this lot.
Cavalry! Archers! At speed! Citizen cavalry! Riders, move quickly now!
You know what? I want all archers right there now.
Time! Citizen cavalry! We await your command! Fire! Orders understood! Ballista! Fire on the enemy! Citizen cavalry! Spartans! Pikes ready! Double time! Your orders?
Right, we unfortunately going to have some casualties from this. There's no getting around it.
Sparta! We await your command. Up at the double! At speed! Ballista! Take aim!
Let's go harass.
Cavalry! Riders advance! Forward! Spartan pikes! Archers! Now! Ballista! Take aim! Spartan pikes! Citizen cavalry! Ride quickly now! Melee horsemen!
We're going to trap these now.
Spartans! Archers! Swift riders at your command! Citizen cavalry! Spartan pikes!
The enemy general is dead.
Ballista! By your command! Citizen cavalry! Ride quickly now! By your command!
Swift melee cavalry! Sparta!
Citizen
Bah.
cavalry!
Can't get word the hell are these going?
We await your command. Now! Archers! Loose! Citizen cavalry!
Melee horsemen!
Spartan pikes! At the double!
Come on, you've got this.
Spartans! Pikemen ready for orders. Citizen cavalry!
Melee cavalry!
Ballista! Understood! Sparta! Archers! Take aim!
We need it to commit more men down here. What the hell's it doing?
Spartans! Commander! At speed! Quick march! Commander!
Oh, here we go.
Draw weapons! Citizen cavalry! Forward! Turn cavalry!
Melee horsemen!
We await orders. Fire!
Yours to command!
Spartan pikes! At speed! General! Spartan pikes! Citizen cavalry!
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Sparta! Ready and waiting.
The archers.
Infantry at your command. Take aim!
Swift riders at your command!
Good, move around.
Command! Pike infantry ready.
It's not going to smoothly as I would have wanted it to, but you know, we're doing okay.
Archers! Yours to command. Fire! Ready for orders. Spartan pikes!
Suddenly starting to feel the limitations of my pikes a hell of a lot more, and that front line's falling.
Spartan pikes! At the double!
Well, let's start bringing this lot back.
Orders understood. Spear infantry.
Our mercy's not going on. The men are wavering.
Spartans!
Melee cavalry ready!
Citizen cavalry!
Whoops.
Men are wavering.
There we go.
Sparta! Commissary phalanx! Advance at speed!
Swift melee cavalry!
Orders understood!
Ready for orders!
Spartans! Citizen cavalry!
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Three! Spartan pikes! Ballista! Advance at speed! Palatine cavalry! Light infantry at
Our general is under attack.
Spartan pikes! Citizen cavalry!
There you go.
Orders?
By your command! Citizen cavalry! Slingers! Archers!
We might have to hire a mercenary on the next turn. Or a couple of them actually. Just so we can take the walled city. Because there's no recruitment buildings or anything around here. Could have gone a little bit smoother. You know, it wasn't exactly my best victory of all time.
The enemy general is dead.
Are we good? Is everything dead in the immediate region? Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was quite close. I'm not happy with that at all. What did we lose? Right, that needs to be merged. And we took some heavy losses on the archers. Jesus, they must have ran into the enemy. Wasn't on the ball with that fight. But again, they've only got 7 on defense next door, so we'll be able to pick them off. And it also didn't matter of what this fella's research rate, replenishment rate is. And we get paid for it. None of them have wiped out, which is good. I thought that one would have done. Give me some money. Good, one's gone. So we only have to chase one of them down. And he's still in my land, so he doesn't get replenished. I wonder if the Gatti will come at us with any mercs. What we're lacking there is archers, but that's the army that we've got to deal with. It's because its composition's different, because it's equipped to deal with the Thracians. Or they're getting ready to throw everything at me.
Your people are wounded by this.
Shut up. Suicide. Double suicide. Alright, so that's auto-resolve. You're gonna chip. Seriously. These are gonna chip 8% of the health of our whole army off us for these 3. No. Again, this is the tedious little bits that can come through. So let's see if we can beat that. Where are they coming at us from? Right, so...
Spartan pikes! Your orders!
You just listen to me. Right, that. And the ballistas can go there. Let's go.
If we are victorious and
Oh, we've got archers and stuff, haven't we?
we will sacrifice to Zeus and Ares for their favor and help in our defense. But we mortals
If we win.
do our parts as well.
Minimum casualties. Yeah, just pulling these onagers back so they can clear the buildings, the difference it makes. Are they going this way? Archers. Well, that was a good hit on the enemy general, jeez. I went a bit stupid. Oh, well, that'll do the job. Where's me Tarantine? Ah, we're fine, I'm done. So did we suffer 8%? No, we didn't, we suffered 11. You see how stupid the battle predictor can get? That's not a wipe either. Please just kill him off. That's a no. Pay me. No, it's suicide too. Ain't doing that one. Give me my money again. Right, Lusitani, what you up to? They didn't fight us again, which is a shame. Now you see, this is the dance time that we've all got to bloody sort out.
In honor, I come bearing.
Yeah, go away. They're just raiding me as always. A noble death. Right, chuck him in then. Right, good. Some of our buildings have completed. Hello, economy, for a brief moment. Spaghetti have gone. Right, okay. If I attack that ship, this one here, it drags that in. The Lusitani have done sod all.
At your command.
Sod off.
For the gods.
And then the trouble is, I can't
For honor.
follow that all the way out to finish it off. And we wouldn't have enough room to get back. So, you swine. You absolute swine. Okay. My plan of taking this has just gone right out the window. Because the Lusitani have landed here. This army now has to come all the way back to Valathri, which opens that up for conquering, but you know, it's only generating 24. What's your garrison? Rubbish. And then this one just needs to go home.
Ready. Ships to port.
Yeah, there's nothing else that can be done there. But by him taking Genoa, which is something we need to be careful about, Pavantium is also a target because, not Pavantium, Arminium, because he can move across like this. What a pain in the backside all this is, man.
We hunger for battle.
Right, now we know that the enemy, if we go grab the spy, has got someone right here.
On the road again. Can I be of more assistance?
On a boss match, you can boss match all the way up. That's only got 7 on defense. But then the... Is that the Aravaki? I think it is. I don't know whether or not to take Pupil Diva. Because... the Aravaki can take that the next turn, Navassos. But they can't move straight down to Pele. I can get to Pupil Diva, but I might not be able to get all the way home in time to defend it. But it also means we might get rid of Macedon, which is one less person we'll be at war with. And then this... What is this? Araviski, sorry, even though I've been calling him the Aravaki. Led by Boudica. Boudica, I don't know. So, can you kill... I can't get it. I can't get it this turn. And if I go and get him, that takes a chunk of me movement out the way. I can't do it. I can't get it. So the safest option... I seriously thought you could do that in one turn. Is it because of him?
Commander.
Him having that scabby general there just might have saved his bacon.
On
Yeah.
the move.
Oh, until he moved forward, we could have reached the damn place. So if I then let them capture this, we're in trouble.
We hunger for battle. You will march till your feet.
Go home. It's too much of a messed up situation.
Ready for orders.
I couldn't reach it. They'd take that and be down straight there, sieging me up in one turn. So that if I could go straight there, I would have took it. That's too dangerous. Okay. I won't have a chance to blow anything up though. That's only generating 132. Let's back up. Back up. How is it my force range and my standard walking range are the same length?
Call this a garrison.
What's this? Self-defense. I'm sure there's one of these down here that's good. New generals, 1+ for no. No. Get cheaper mercenaries should we require them, so okay, I'll go for that. So now we can wait for the next turn and get rid of this bloody Lusitani spam. Now we may decide to go down to Rome. But I should be able to... Can he swing past? I don't know if he can get past that bubble of influence. I think he might be stuck there, which is good. Right, what else? These are getting ready to chuck everything at us. So now comes the building up of this into a 15 stack.
Yes, sir. We need good, strong men.
Any other financial buildings or something we can place down, or is that pretty much it now until I can sort out my new borders? Oh, hello. Can ya? No. So why the hell did I bother repairing that then? Because it's still going to take 2 turns. I should have just destroyed it and put a new one in. So again, I need me pen and paper. I need to work out now how many... That working on 9 food, can it support this whole region? Plus we want to be also upgrading our towns in 2 turns, which will be a big significant, a big financial boon in the long run. Right, there we go, got a pencil. So I'm going to see if this port needs to be a fishery or a port, or could we subsidize it with a delicatessen or equivalent here? Because this place is going to need a decent sized garrison either way, so we know that we've got these 2. But I also want a temple here to start converting them over to our culture. So I might skip 1 temple. And then this is undecided. So here we go, let's sort out the food for this region. If we were just running off this, which is going to be producing 9 food, I think it is. Yeah, 9. So this is Corsica, Sardinia. And then this is food con line, and this is food pro. I know you're thinking though, but you're producing 28 food there, why not just make it a financial center? You alright, mister? If we were to lose one of these, it doesn't matter overall with the food. But if we come so reliant on a certain province for food, and that province goes under, it can wipe the whole empire out. Do you understand that logic? Right, so that's why I do it like that for now. And then we'll go out. So we're doing food consumption for Corrales. Right, so I do want that upgraded. So that's going to be 1. Another 1, because we're not going all the way up with the recruitment here. All I want is just the numbers. There's a temple that produce food. Yes, and I'll be looking that up as well. But the conversion and happiness is more important at the minute. But again, I just want to see what our consumption is if we can run it off 1 fishery, because we're getting the money now to start running level 3 towns, which will be completed in 2 turns to research. I know it's going to be like 7 turns until the first one's made, but I still want to make sure that the books are balanced. But yeah, it's a very good point, mister. So that's going to be consuming. So that's 1. Plus, is the other thing. If we go party, I want to go Shrine of Poseidon because it gives you the 20% bonus, or it doesn't with this one because we're not playing the Romans. Hellenistic influence 2. 3 food. Oh, it does. Look at this. 5% from maritime wealth commerce, and we want to basically maximize. Look at that, 20%, and we do have marble. 20% from maritime commerce. That'd help us insanely. And it generates food, but it's only +2 to Hellenistic cultural influence. We have done some research in the area, but that'd boost. So we'd get basically an extra 20% wealth from one of them. But I just want to see bog standard what we're looking at. So up to now for paralysis we've got 2. Well, I'd go down this one. So that's 3 food for these. So then we need to do Alalia, which is already 1, 2, 3 food consumption. Then we're doing food production, which is 9. We're consuming 6 food here. That's what is it? Oh, Alalia is consuming what? What did I say it was? 1, 2, 3 food. Yeah, it's consuming 3, so that gives a total consumption of 6 food. Now, if I do make that the temple that also... What do you have? Maritime commerce. That's what I'm calculating, mister. So by doing my numbers here, I'm undecided whether or not to make this into a fishery or a harbour. Now that I know that I can make it into a harbour, because we can balance it, we can use Shrine of Poseidon to not only generate food, we can also generate additional income off that building. The only thing is though, right, we're gonna need somewhere to recruit strong naval units, and I don't know where to put that, to be honest with you, because that's eventually going to change where we can put more economic things down, everything else. But I don't know whether or not just to make that a... What does it... Oh, it unlocks all sorts. So that just enables a garrison, which is nice. And then this gives me 128, 152, 150. My god, the price of this stuff. We're not in a position to do that yet. So I think just keep on. Make this a crappy 15 stack with that and see if it can wipe out a 20 stack land unit. And we need to go for money. So this place balances out with port, and then we can deal with all that accordingly. Right, that's good. So that balances out. But we're recruiting here because we're getting ready to deal with that as well.
At your command.
And like I say, because we're here defending, there's a premium on the onagers. So that's why that building has to go down. We're going down to 1 additional garrison unit. So while that's done, I'm happy with that. We will be losing these 2 towns purposely because of the way things have developed. What I don't like though, this fella, right, you can still select that, go force movement. No, you can't go anywhere else, sorry.
Commander.
Because we've pulled back to defend this here. So I'd rather know where they are and they can only attack me from set directions rather than this mess. But you look at that, 3 armies holding this place down. That's going to be handy in 5 turns to unlock that. Now, what do I do around here? Syracuse. That's on the edge of the... No, we can't do anything there. Consettia. Does the AI have the brains to basically bypass these islands and go straight to Consettia if I was to delete that building and turn it into something economical? I'm not sure if it does. Because Syracuse and that place need the garrison units. I can't get rid of them. They're on the forefront of the empire. I think if we move to Carthage, then that'd be safe to change that. But until that point, I think we're stuck. Right, we're losing that land. Right, Italia. So we can't do anything with Arminium or Valathri. Because again, they're the front. Arminium. Neapolis. Again, we can't because of all this invasion stuff that's going on. We can't move them. Then we're back here. That's going. Because if you really think about it, I don't actually own that much land. So I'm just trying to maximize the benefit of each. Right, what's this do? 6 public order. And 2... Okay. Oh. No, I don't want to bloody do that, man. I was going to try and convert it. Oh, that consumes food. We're only losing 60 wealth, but gaining 4 public order. Yeah, I prefer Stadia. What do we need for max rank Stadia? We've already done it. Yeah, we've already done it. Yeah, that's fine then. So we're back to the question. If I delete that, in that region, there's a premium on Ornigas. We need at least 1 skirmisher camp in the region to get our archers. So that's between these two who both need those buildings. So that only leaves Consettia. But that's 4. Yeah, we'd lose 4 garrison troops. I'm not doing it. I might take a chance here in Illyria. But when that's gone, that's going to leave Epidamos open. How far can you move right now? Go crack him in the head. No, you can't. Go skirt him off then. Can we do anything here? Well, we've already started doing it, but I can certainly take... Think. Civil. Which one is it that we preferred? It's the commerce from all resources, isn't it? Civil town. That's local commerce. And from... Oh, they both do all. So that gives me public order as well. I know it's not much, but I think it all helps. Public... 200 wealth from subsisting, 6 wealth from all resources, and that's only 200. Growth's the same. That gives me additional 3 public order, 6, 9. Which one's better then? 3 public order, 4 growth. We're near enough. We're done with growth. Growth's irrelevant, but we get it either way. Wealth from subsistence. Wealth from local commerce. I don't know the difference between subsistence and local commerce. But that gives me subsistence and all resources. That gives me local wealth. All commerce. Yeah, I don't know if I've got many commercial buildings. I do here. I think we're just going to go with civil. Now, food consumption in this region. We need to write this down. As I say, I don't like any towns not being a net contributor. Yeah, that's what that was my logic as well. Destruction. Yeah, we only get 1 public order per town that we increase it with. But if you think when public order is really going to go downhill once the Imperium level goes up, that'll be worth it in the long run. Right, let's have a look at ill. So we need to do food, consumption, food, production. Right, so we're starting with Dell. What's your food consumption here, mate? So that's 2, 5, 9. Right, so Dell's consuming 9 food. That's gonna be, so we're doing EP now. So that is 1, 2, 3. And Ida. 1, 2, 3. So that's what? That's 9, 12, 15 in the food consumption. Yeah, consumption. What about production? What's the public order generated from? We'd be taking... There'd be half in the public order in the region. But we've got the army here. He's always going to be there dancing around. Let's check our food production. It's only going to be these two, which is 12. We've got no other stuff. So these... If something becomes under siege here... So if I've got my fella in the main city and it comes under siege, that's where you start losing troops because they can't support themselves with food because they're importing. So I don't like that. So if we were to lose a major building somewhere else, these could potentially starve, so we need to change it. But if I upgraded this to 9, upgraded that to 9, that gives us 18 food, which also gives us room to grow in 2 turns when we unlock the level 3 towns, which are going to be the big financial boosts. You have a 20 stack army there. Yes, I do. He's right there. Because what keeps happening, the Brucii, well, the Aravisci, I've been calling them the Aravaki, keep on moving an army either there, or down this side, or down there. So this army has basically got this locked down because sometimes they throw 2 20 stacks at you from the same location. And then I'm also using this 20 stack as well to secure that bit. So if they get overconfident chucking everything that way, I just go up here and nick Navassos and then retreat. And then they come back. It's these two are just maintaining this border right across here. But I just can't reach them. But like I say, we had the Brucii temporarily there. We had the Brucii temporarily, but we've replaced them. And then we had the Gate, who were absolute idiots who let Macedon back. So I'm hoping that this Aravisci take this. I was going to take that, but it was too much of a gamble. But it's just, I've merged all the factions. You see what I've tried to do? Rather than all these other ones dotted around. Like, we were even fighting Neapoli as well, who we are at war with, but I've managed to create a natural border with them. Which is better, so they won't go walking through the Aravisci, or whatever you want to call them, land. But we are losing these 2 bits to take a more defensive position because I'm trying to shore this up. Anyway, carrying on. So these are pretty much... I could take the -2 on that. Now, what would this actually give me? Or should I just delete the bloody thing? And if you take Macedon, if I take Macedon, what if I'm able to, I want to feed it into the Aravisci as well to create a bigger border with them. I want to feed it into them. And then, if that's possible, I don't have to worry about any of these. And this whole big border stays maintained. I have 1 impeller, which maintains the Pupildiva, Anthea, and Navassos. They basically keep this bit under control, right? And then this bit where I can get attacked from down here, and across here, I've got that. They control Illyria, so I've got an army in each one of them provinces, and these 2 armies are basically protecting all of Macedon and Helios. Obviously, we do get him raiding us, which is a pain in the ass, but I've seen no other armies here, and I am not deleting any of that stuff, because if I reduce the size of that garrison, they will land. If I take this island, I'm opening myself up to raids and conquering off them, so I'm just ignoring the east for now. So that's allowing me to send an army that I'd have to keep here. It's allowing me to have it elsewhere in the world. But I'm just trying to find little snippets where we can build up. I think this is going to be a financial boon for us once we've managed to deal with the Romans that have just landed again, which will probably attack up here. I should be able to take care of them, no problem with the garrison. And then it's just, I need to quiet these waters down. Because you look here in Italia, I've got 3 armies. I've got 3 bloody armies. I've got the one at Neapolis and I've got these 2. Where I need to control this properly. Hence why I'm trying to build up a little crap navy here. To sort all this, because what they're going to do. Look at this, look what they've got. 20. 16. 20. It's all going to come up here and start invading us. And then we've also got another Lusitani. So I'd say a strong garrison there. And you look at these, again, this is my other point, is the Lusitani. You see how, now, how I'm always in the west saying, look at all these armies coming at us. Look at all the problems that these are causing. This is exactly why I've not gone east yet. All the trouble is here. And you're telling me the Lusitani, if I, hang on 1 second, pressing the wrong keys. If I controlled Abosim, right, would send all their armies to go across all this water to trek across here to attack me, where they could come down here. And they say, oh, you know what, boys, if we just disembark there, we could be there at Abosim in what? 1 turn and give them trouble? And the Lusitani live there. Where this way, they're basically going all the way across the Averni to come at me, where they'll just go, right, we live here, boys. Let's just go across. I'm trying to mess with the AI by controlling that place with 1 army, which should then direct the majority of the Averni and the Lusitani traffic that way. Don't get me wrong, we'll still get the odd Averni coming this way, but then in this area, we're only going to get the Nervii, and then hopefully I can smack Massalia out of the region and feed that into the Averni, and then that's another faction gone. And then over this side, I would like the Nervii to take Pavantium, which would cut them off from coming down here and coming down there, because this border would be then between the Nervii and Segesticae. But I came up here for looting purposes originally, so now the money that I've gained from that's going to go back into the Empire. Why these 3 defend here, build that up, and then once we've controlled some of these armies, and why the hell's that so weak? That's my new invasion hotspot, because then that'll stop all these armies coming across. And I should be able to move that navy as a full stack into Carthago to basically maintain this area, to allow the army that's there to move down and take Threppus, and this one to come down and start moving this way. But again, it's just, thank you, Destruction, it's just a lot of moves and things have to fall in place. Now, every turn, that plan that I've outlined to you has to change. If it doesn't change, we could go downhill. So now I'm thinking, Athena's Faithful doesn't need to be a 20 stack at the minute. What's more important is the build up of this navy. What's more important is the build up of this army, because this place here, as much as it's a 14 stack plus these 9, we're facing a rebellion, and we've also got these bloody Romans coming at us, which will hurt. And then we've also got, you know, there's a lot of troops around. Look at this, we're getting fully invaded here. Gonna take Carthago with 1 army. Yes, it's gonna be, once I know the water's clear and all that's burnt out, you know, 1 army. This 1 army's gonna sail to there, then take this place. And why I'm still building up this to be a full stack, I'll have to then switch into recruitment mode, because these are only a 15. And then once that lands there, that'll stop them from invading me by water, and then it's a slow progression by a fortifying. If they've got anything else, take it, recruit that with the money that we receive from this, move that across, then the navy should be of a sufficient size to move that up to basically patrol this area. Then that's going to free both armies up to do what I need. But I need a 3rd army in Africa, and I do not know where it's coming from. That's my biggest struggle. If I had 3 armies in Africa, I'd rip all this. I'd have my general there, I'd conquer that, and that navy could still patrol this area, so I'd push even further down. I'd probably push down here to Libya and dance in between the two because of whatever was coming up there, and the other 2 armies just move east. You see? Just move east. But I'm going to burn and pillage my way down here to the corner with the 2 armies to take Mauritania. Oh no, sorry, it's Migdol. Mauritania, the faction that starts there. Then both armies are going to move back. One's going to take Tingis up to Baetica, and then that other one's going to move back to Wyal, because nothing's going to come at me from down there, especially if I've got that strangle point. The only thing is, I might just need an additional navy there, but I've got something worked out in my head about this whole thing, and the only other thing that's going to be a big important region to capture is Abosim. But again, it's going to be a while. This is major future plans. Alright, what do we need to recruit? And I hate recruitment in this area because I am purposely making Corsica Sardinia a financial centre. I am not upgrading the barracks here to rank 3 because it consumes 4 food. That 4 food's going into financial buildings. So, because we're not going to a rank 3 barracks, we can only recruit that crap.
Sign up, lads, for a good and glorious life.
Right, so I do want 2 more, and these are coming through as replacements because I want to have men ready, so after the Romans we can merge down if needed and prepare for the Etruscan. What else? Have. Oh, there you go, there's my full terms recruitment. Make sure my navy's still recruitment. Now we're under 20,000, so what I'm going to have to do now is start putting the brakes on. I don't want my money to fall under 10,000. And the money's going to grind to a halt now until I've kicked all these invading forces out and I go to burn and pillage somewhere. So the money's pretty much stagnant for the next. I'm going to put 10 turns, but who knows what's going to happen. We could be able to kick some people out because that's actually going to go down much lower because, you know, we've got sacrificial territory now. We're sacrificing these 2 to be able to defend this better. I just wish that had attacked me already. It's been sat there for I don't know how many turns, but I know for a fact if I was to move him out to the other side, he'd move straight down and attack it. But that needs a 15 stack navy, so I need 2 navies, which I can't afford. Right, we're still at war with everyone. What's politics? Oof. 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 Ouch. You see what I mean? This is why we need extra money. Right. Hello. You feel any better about yourself? I can't do anything else. Oh shit. This is it. This is an issue. Oh no. Uh-oh. There's no other buttons. There's no... Oh, I know what we can do. Politics. There it is. That's why I never use this button. It's for when you have absolutely no other options left. This is why I've always got 10 grand spare just in case. For this reason exactly. We've got no other option for him other than to go dink. Oh. So hopefully on the next turn I might be able to get him married or something. How old is he? He's 21. Should be able to do that already. Alright, let's not worry about it. Either way, we've sorted that from kicking off. But you see how much closer that's going down. It cost me 1,000 and odd, but it's better than a civil war. Let's start going through the list. Right, I want you to come home now. I need to keep an eye on this region. You know what you can do? You can go stand right there. Go on. Right, thank you. Start doing your stuff on the border. Unfortunately, we can't recruit more agents yet. Yeah, increase that. Where are you? Is there a way you could stand like between these two towns and get an eyeball on both of them.
As you command. There is more I could do.
Yeah, see if they can stand there and keep an eye on the two of them. That'd help me out big time. What are you doing?
My skills are yours. Seeking the enemy.
Alright, so it just annoys me that they've got nothing left and I can't kill it because of the situation. We're also sacrificing Nabassos, but it's only costing us 59, so what's the point in keeping it? It's of no strategical advantage.
Orders.
You've moved back, you've got him in there.
Orders.
Are they all dead? There's one. I'm not seeing two. He might have done. I'll recruit another one of them because it will save us money in the long run. A dignitary. Maybe you one of us? Yes, you are. Anything to increase zeal. Yeah. Let's increase his zeal so you can keep our power up in the faction as well. What's this do? Sure, because we're stuck here for a bit.
We hunger for battle.
Right, you're waiting for shit to hit the fan. You're replenishing. We've got more than enough time to sort ourselves before we have to deal with that. How long though? 4, 3. Right, yeah, that's not good enough. You and you merge. You and you merge. How long? 3, get out. Because that's going to be in my land and pretty much raiding on the next turn. And then you, and you merge. We've gone down to a 17 stack and we can't recruit anyway because we're in forced march. Oh well, we'll have to do the next turn. We build up, then we attack. What are you doing? Nothing, because these are being a pain in the ass.
Command. Order.
No, I want to check this army for one sec.
Ready for battle.
I want them to attack us, but they'll see that as a 14 stack, and the fact that I've got 14 units in there, that's 28 units.
For battle.
That's even more than that because it's a 30 stack, isn't it? Because we've got 28 plus the 2 there. I wonder if it's worth reducing the number of units in this, as much as I hate disbanding them, and then relocating them to the 15 stacks that we've got on the Outer Empire, which then should allow them to go, you know what boys, let's just attack that because it's dead weak, even though I know I can blow it up. But what would they get rid of? It'd be like, and I hate doing this, I hate disbanding units like this. But I need to get rid of that. But then that might also... It might also encourage them to come down here on the attack. But they might be stuck there. You know what? Right, just kick them out. Kick them out. We need to relocate our forces. It's what we have to do. Get 2 of them. Get rid of that. So that's a 20 stack, you see. It should go, yeah, come on boys, let's go for this.
Ready for orders.
What's in the garrison? It's everything that we need, so I'd say 1 more pike gone. Right, I've gone down to 8. It gives me a 22 stack.
Commander.
No, that gives me a 22 stack.
For battle.
Because that's 6 plus what? 14. Plus the 2 ships.
Commander.
You know what? Get rid of the horse too. Now, I'm very cautious in terms of getting rid of more because we need that, and the pikes are crap. I know there's 5 of them there, but still. That should send them absolutely berserk and thinking, you know what boys, just let's invade that, we've got a chance here. They don't. Well, let's see if we can make them think that. Next on the list. Okay. They're just out of reach. They should retreat, and then that'll retreat. We'll lose that. Because now what's going to happen with us taking that, this unit, which would have been there, I would have been dancing with the two of them, you see? Well, now if that takes that and retreats to come this way, they know that I can send this one north and nick it back off them. I've got them under control by allowing them to take that off us in here. And obviously Navassos as well. So all that's good. We've dealt with the rebellion. Yep. And then down here. And let's end the turn. Now, hang on, are we still recruiting down here?
Ready for orders.
Okay,
At your command.
fine. Right, just let's see how stable this is, and then I'm going to consider a second... Oh, here we go. I'm going to consider a second navy. What? Are they sieging me up? Are you serious? I was going to say, that's an auto-resolve. I'm not bothering with that. That's as good as I do, I'd say. 90%, yeah, thanks. No one else will attack me out on this island this time. Give me my money. The only good thing is with the AI just spamming. I didn't want Macedon getting this. I'm not fighting that, I can't be bothered. Because then that can go home and then we'll still be dancing with the whatever faction that is now. That's a shame. If they would have took that, that would have put me in such a better position. But we had to come home. We had to. Oh, get in. Get in, Nervii. Massalia will take that one, but the Nervii will take the other one, which is good for us. Again, that's to be expected. So we can actually see what's in this army. Are they two pike? They can't have pike. Oh, Massalian hoplites, that's fine. Then a buttload of cavalry. Yeah, I didn't want to fight that. That's fine. Again, it's about securing our borders. I want to get rid of the Lusitani. And they never attacked us there, even with us reducing forces. But we will be able to send them elsewhere. Oh, great.
The spirits tell us that
Are you... Okay. Okay, they never got there in time. Our borders are certainly in trouble. What's with all the barbarian warrior women all of a sudden? Right.
Fleet reporting.
My worry is, I moved this army down this way. They sail back here. I moved that navy down. We discover what's down there. That gives the AI another invasion path. No.
It is an honor to serve. Recruiting more ships.
Okay. Is he still pissed? He's getting pissed by the minute. I can't marry him. Must be at least 25 years old and rank 2. So that's 3 turns and he's going downhill like that. That's ridiculous. Okay, so could I then to counter maneuver? this issue, and click here. Oh, we're running out of dollars. What's the other faction called? Right. You're ponted. Yuri pointed. Was Yuri pointing? Right. So let's click recruit. Right, let's grab this fella. All the factions just dying off. Raise fleet. Grab another one of these. Dunk him in there, which then allow me to click in here. Right, we can influence this bloke. Thank you. Thank you. Right, so that's something. It's always good to have more than one person in the rival family. So if you can't influence one, you can have a go at the other. That saved our bacon, that did.
To serve. Ready for orders.
Right, kill him.
Wipe them out.
Okay, so that's good. It seems that this episode's very much maintenance, what's going on, you know.
You have further orders.
Maintain the border. Just keep it as is.
Ready for battle.
Reserve the status quo.
Set up the watch. Ready for orders.
Now things are changing substantially for us. I need then, under these circumstances, for you, sir, I want you to change into a 20 stack, and you've got bloody Piri. Bloody hell. Right, let's get rid of them. I hate Piri. Right, especially if we've got the... Especially when we can recruit them. I know it's a waste of money. Why is that 2? I thought on the last turn it was bloody 2.
We hunger for battle.
Right, so what do we want to make this army complete? I would like 2 archers,
It is a great and glorious
1
day
additional
to serve
cavalry,
people.
and the rest in pike. Good. Right, let's have a look at the situation over here. That's why the army is the way it is over here. That is pure spammage. But do you have the nighttime attack ability? Oh, I'm a lucky sod you do. So we're going to change you over from that to this. And what do we need? I'd say that that is plenty to wreck that. So we are short on... I'm going to, because of the composition that's currently in that now, in the Illyrian army, I'm going to up the archers. Because normally I just recruit 3 more pikes. I'm not. I want me 4th archer. Because that's well enough. That in a straight line, I'll wreck all that stuff. And then those on top. This is a massive cause of concern now. So what I have to do, I have to take this army, defeat these, even though that's just pretty much noise, and then force march them home to defend that.
How can I moving unseen?
Let's see if that makes any difference. I'm trying to spy on both of them. But if I can't, I'd rather spy on this one. Right, let's go take these out. Let's go. If that's not over 95%, we've got to... Oh, Jesus Christ, it's nowhere near. So what we're going to do this very slowly. They may not charge out at me. If they don't charge out and they're staying in the borders, we'll knock the towers out. Then I use the remaining ammunition in the Ornagers to take the slingers out. Well, slinger. What the hell is going on here? Oh, I couldn't see it. The menu was in the way. I didn't even think that was there then. So we take out the slinger, and then I just use my archers just to basically blow everything else up. Oh, brilliant.
Pikes at the ready. Stay in formation.
I would have prepared a 5th. Oh, I know why the army's this way. Because of the Illyrians as well, just in case.
Follow me. Archers, form for left. Go straight formation. Spartan pikes.
Offset. Offset.
By your command. By your command. Hold formation.
Then if I was to plonk these in a big old fat line. We can hit them should it be needed. If they do start rushing us, fire on my command only and start with explosive round. General,
General.
have.
Melee horsemen. Stay as you are.
And I'm going to try and be an absolute butthole with Tarantine on the other side.
Formation.
A lot of hit and run. Starting with these. Yeah, your pikes are down, you're fine, you're good to go. Starting with the 4s. Hang on. These can't reach. They need to go forward a bit more. A little bit more. We're going to have to deploy them in the archers. So all we're going to do is just move the archers to each side, just fatten them up a little bit and we'll be fine. So what I mean by that is
Your orders.
chunk these up
Helots.
and chunk them up.
Ready and waiting.
Now that should be able to reach. That's going to be the line coming from them, isn't it? Yeah, it is. We can only just reach, but we can still smash there should it be required, so that's all good. So starting with the 4s, so the 1s are in position, so with the 2s, the 3s are waiting. We've got the 4s, we've got the 5s, and the 6s ready to pick on these should it be necessary. Right.
Ballista.
Before we fire anything, what are you doing? They're coming out to play.
In the expectation of victory. We will go over those walls and into their streets and hold.
Our reinforcements have arrived.
Go away.
Missile cavalry ready. Tarantine cavalry.
I don't want the garrison doing anything. Should this fall, we've only got the garrison left.
Ballista.
And believe it or not, them actually leaving, the comfort of this is to my benefit.
Now. Fire on the enemy. Sparta. Like infantry at your command. Double time. Orders understood. At the double. Ready. Quick march. By your command. Ballista. Understood. Commander.
Oh, I see you over there. Don't you worry about that.
Fire on the enemy. By your command. Tarantine cavalry. Ready and waiting. Your orders. Orders. By your command. Ready and waiting. Yours to command. Quickly now! Melee cavalry. Archers. Take up. We await your command. Tread fire! Advance at speed! Missile infantry. Melee horsemen. Forward! As engage! Commander. Ready.
Our general is under attack.
Ballista. Orders understood.
Alright, munch that. This is why I do prefer the additional cavalry. I remember myself saying now.
Tarantine cavalry. Ready your weapons.
This is why I like going for 6 cav, especially the way that they bring these round the sides. Front line's holding up beautiful though.
Advance at speed! Ballista!
At your service.
Stop being dinguses and back up.
Quick march! Citizen cavalry! Orders! Pikemen ready for orders! Hack them down! Citizen cavalry!
Oh my god, they're not even gone. I hate when it does that.
Helots!
Right, did we get rid of them?
Palatine
Are we
cavalry!
sure they're gone? Yeah, they're gone.
Forward! Spartan pikes! Double time!
That's the first main casualty coming through.
Attack that position!
Right, they've just legged it.
Orders! Yes!
Orders.
Citizen cavalry! Spartan pikes! Yours to command! Forward! Understood! Pikemen, ready for orders! Advance at speed! Ready and waiting!
Missiles ready and waiting.
The battle is turning in our favor.
Helots! Sparta! We await your command!
Right, don't come back.
Missile cavalry ready! Spartan pikes! Spartans! Citizen cavalry! Palatine cavalry! Orders! Orders!
That's my cavalry. I thought that was theirs. Bloody hell, no wonder it's still getting picked off. Good, there we go. That's that not coming back. You carry on unloading there. You can go here. Archers. We just pick. Whoa, that's gone wonky.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Right, so the general's hiding back there. So what we do now, we just slow everything down.
Spartan pikes!
Right, front line.
Double time!
Ready and waiting.
Advance at speed! As you command! Melee cavalry!
How do I rate Tarantine? I don't know. I don't know yet. I think if we had 6 of them and we had them in 2 lots, so 3 over here, 3 over here, and we could harass that one horse unit that was coming for us per side, it might be okay. Stop firing. Can you reach him from there? I don't think you'll be able to. Right, we'll try and do it with the Onagers then. They're all sworn, so we're going to be here for a while, I think. Come on, break. You don't want to be sitting here facing all this, do you? If we do have to move my archers forward, what's
One
the...
of our units has used all its ammunition.
Oh, that's a massive circle of influence, isn't it? Alright, looks like we're going to have to suffer some losses, boys. Let's go. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to get them to fire, but you, sir, are going to go on fire arrow. So it's an extra morale penalty. There you go. The men are wavering. That's acceptable losses. But what we're going to have to do after defeating this now, if it's not completely gone, we need to finish them off and then retreat back to the walled city because they're sending down another stack there. Give me back my money.
Your next
Yeah.
command. Make haste.
So I need to weigh up whether or not I can slap him in the face and then retreat back to here. I should be able to do that, I think. Yeah, because look at that. They've got 3/4 of the movement left, and even if they do that and they take the step forward after, that's double the movement. We'll be able to make it. Just get rid of him. And give me that.
Ready for battle.
We should walk into the bloody trees though, which make it worse.
Faster. Casual.
He can't get back, he can't get back, he can't get back. Crap, 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 crap. That's what I want. Really? Are you bloody serious right now? sake.
Finding shelter. Call this a garrison.
Right, he's going to have to siege it up, and then I'm going to have to come and smack him on the side of the head then.
Commander.
Maybe this will help.
Ready for battle. Any man who drops out is left behind.
Oh, that was bloody lucky. Go, go, go.
Set up the watch. Ready for orders.
Lucky. Alright, let's check everywhere else. Right, that's one turn. That's coming along nice. Right, so what's this? It's a 19 stack general. We're surrounded here up to the bloody eyeballs. Let's get the list. Start going through the armies. What are you doing? You're on the border. What are you doing?
At your service.
You're keeping an eye on them. What are you doing?
Ready for orders.
Recruiting.
Honor to serve. We need more ships.
Right, again, there's a purpose behind why we're doing that here as well.
Command.
Here we go. Now you should be able to attack these.
We hunger for battle.
That's your problem, mate. Right, I want you
At your command.
to just go home.
Get to it, men.
Would you think where we were sat there, if we would have lost that, right, and we're open up for attack from there, in here and all that, what, it could just maintain this border. That's it. That army can reach me here, fight them off. That army can reach me there, I can fight them off. It's just so much easier to defend the rest of Italy just by holding that part rather than this. So, you, sir, are going to kill that. Now.
For glory and honor.
Really? Okay. If that's what you say. But that makes no difference. Same setup as before. They have one cav unit, which just makes this funny. Don't want to fight enough. Thank you for the follow, I think that is. Yeah, Ban, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Wait. Here we go, that's more like it.
General.
Oh, group.
Anyone who breaks formation will be punished.
Group.
Hold formation.
Now, there's something new that I want to try. I've not tried this formation setup yet. But as you see, when the enemy runs at us, they have a tendency to go for the flanks. So think of an arrow shape, right? You know, it's a triangle. But if you'd cut the point off of that triangle, but keep the rest of the shape, that's how I'm going to try and stagger the pikes now. I'll show you what I mean. Oh, I'll be using the artillery, don't you worry. So, when you've got a line like that, the enemy tends to go for the sides, right? So as you've seen, typically I put like two a little bit further back,
Pikes ready.
and then during the fight,
Spartan pikes.
we rotate them like this. But then the enemy army's still sending more and more stuff around the sides.
Ready for
So
orders.
this time what I'm thinking about is... How am I going to do this? I don't think I've got the right number of men for this with these ones. So let's just grab these two. That's three that side. Yeah, okay.
Spartan
So the way I'm thinking about it, doing it is having one there,
men. Ready for orders.
and then one behind that,
By your command.
and then
Spartan pikes.
these two to the side
We await your command.
of that, right? And then as the fight continues, and as we need to shore up the front line, the first one to rotate will be him, right? And it's going to be a lot of,
Pikes at the ready.
oh bloody hell, management. And then they can do the same thing here, and then we end up with the shape
Spartan pikes.
like that. I just don't know if I'm overthinking it. I think I might be overthinking it.
Sparta. Spartan pikes.
Yeah, that's too much fapping, because you got to think when your brain's going, you go click there, move, you rotate, because I could just do it bang, bang, and we're fine. If I'm doing it with the other ones as well, yeah, stick to the normal formation. But again, you've got to try these thoughts. Group, and we're going to move these in here. We might have to make them extra fat. Sort the artillery first.
Archers. Hold formation. Ready and waiting.
So if I did, oh, these are both gold chevroned, double gold chevroned. How's the plonky there? Can you hit him? Not even close. I wonder if I plunked you right in the middle then.
Orders understood.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do like the chevron formation, but it opens up the flanks too much, and I'm just thinking from a micromanagement point of view, and we're not even in the middle. Let's bloody grab it all. You know why we can't bloody hit him, right? You know why? Because I moved him back to mess around with that bloody diamond formation, and he should be right here in the middle, and I bet you we can
As you command.
whack him now. I always like the 2 arrows to line up exactly with the gate there, because it's the way they run out and bleed, and then they meet up in a line. So them 2 yellow arrows, I should say, get them to line up with the middle, and then
Spartan pikes.
there we go.
Pike infantry at your command. Spartan.
Ah, what am I doing?
Ready for orders.
Right.
At your service.
Can you finally reach? Yes, and then some. Okay, good. Let's put the archers in position. Now, do I just want to do just a big old fat line? And then we get these two, move them in the middle. Can you still reach? Yes. Okay, finally. Bloody hell.
Melee horsemen.
Or if you want to keep them in front and bombard them to hell. That's exactly what I'll be doing. I'm going to be bombarding them because you seen on the battle predictor, it predicted basically these are going to wipe me out. Because they're going to wipe me out, they're going to rush. So all I'm going to be doing at the start of the fight, I'm just going to be telling it to fire right there where they're all bunched up. Then when they fan out, I'll just be picking on mainly the slingers and a bit of the ranged and looking out for where the cavalry's going and just mopping up really. This fight's going to be very straightforward. It's just a matter of how the AI starts at the beginning of the fight. But from what I've seen is the battle predictors in their favour at a significant margin. I think it was like an 80% win for them. So they should rush out at me thinking, oh yeah, we're going to go rip them a new one. Well, let's see how it goes. Explosive round. Oh, fire on my command only. So I'm going to check this. The 1s are in position, the general's not. Checking the 1s, checking the 2s, the 3s are good, so are the 4s, the 5s are good, the 6s are ready, so are the 7s. Starting on the 5s. You alright, pro? How's it going? Are we missing that front bloody line again?
Yours to command.
Yes, it is. It's better against
Waiting.
melee. It's not better against cavalry. Cavalry, you're better off. What? I don't know what that means, mate. Right. But if the enemy army is stacked, is arranged like this, the artillery is only good when they're stacked up like that, where sometimes your standard ammunition, the rocks, travels down the rows. No. Explosive, normal ammunition for cavalry. When the armies are stacked like that, explosive round. But if it's in a set formation, right, you're best off just chucking the standard ammunition because it travels through and you're not limited to where it hits. You see, like that is crazy good for explosive ammunition. But yeah, we're fine. We've got it. Yeah, we're good. So now we're going to start focusing fire in there. You know what I might do?
Stop now. Take aim.
Can I hit him? Can I hit him?
Sparta. Commander. Ballista.
Go on, fire, lads. Go on, you've got this. This should rip these a new one. You see how good that is against cavalry? Nope, they're all filtering out for me. Cavalry, we want them.
Melee cavalry.
Christ now.
Double time! Orders! Double time! Ballista! Your orders! Field artillery ready! Swift riders at your command! Citizen cavalry! Diamond formation! Melee cavalry! To engage! Citizen cavalry! Forwards! Ready! Now! Swift riders at your command! Right riders at the double!
We're all good, we're all good.
Ballista! Spartan commander! Tell us!
Our general is under attack.
Citizen cavalry! General! Are you advance at speed? Spartan pikes! Quick march!
We await your command.
At the double! Field artillery, yours to command! Spartan pikes! As you command! We wait your command! Pikes at the ready! Yes, command! Attack the position! Ready and waiting!
Melee cavalry.
By your command, forward!
Ready and waiting. Advance and speed. By your command. As you command. Charge.
Commander, understood! Citizen cavalry! Charge! Melee cavalry ready! Quick!
At your service.
Orders! Orders understood!
Commander.
Ballista! Citizen cavalry! Ready and waiting! Advance!
Yours to command.
Your orders! Missile infantry! Double time! Archers! At the double! Loose! Your orders! Loose! Understood! Commander! Swift riders at your command! Pack of glory! Orders! Citizen cavalry! Advance at speed! Your orders! Riders! Advance! Charge! Now! Swift melee cavalry! Citizen cavalry! Riders! At the double! Ready! Commander!
Ready.
General! At speed! Advance! Orders understood. Missile infantry ready! Citizen cavalry! Melee cavalry ready! Purple ready! Double time! We await your command! Citizen cavalry! Ready for orders! Pack
The
forward!
battle is turning in our favor.
This'll soon make you run.
Archers! Loose! General! Understood! Citizen cavalry!
Orders understood.
Ready! Forward! Orders? Yes, Commander! Citizen cavalry!
By your command. Understood.
Citizen cavalry! Riders, advance at speed!
Orders.
Commander! Take aim! We await your command! Tell us! Now! Ready for orders! Back them down! Commander! Understood!
Ready. Riders advance.
Archers! Ready! Your orders? Yours to command! Citizen cavalry! Forward! By your
Orders.
command! Missiles ready and waiting! General! Orders understood!
The enemy general is dead.
Melee cavalry! Charge! Commander!
Anything else really left to mop up other than this? I don't think so. Thank you, Ban. Thank you. There you go, that should be enough. Right now, I don't see why it predicted that they do so much damage, especially the composition of the army. So all that is, that's going to be a merge down and a 2-unit recruitment. That's all we need. Sorry, Pro, I don't speak Arabic. Cheers, mister. Give me my money. So this money that we're basically getting back, this £1.5 grand, it'll pay for the new recruits. I was hoping with the reduction in this army that it'd send that stack down at us. Oh, that was a stack wife. Wife?
Ready for battle. Get to it, men.
What's your recovery? Hang on, we need to be careful here because that can reach here in one turn.
We hunger.
What's your recovery rate? 3, that's not good enough. So you and you merge. You and you merge. What's your recovery rate? Should be... That's much better. What's yours? 2. That's a 2-turn recovery. These certainly don't have Pike's Box in its plans. These Spartans still looking good. Mister, it's hard to say. I'm struggling to expand, so I'm messing around with some new concepts. You alright, Dead? How's it going? So I'm messing around with some new concepts to try and enable us to expand, but it also involves maintaining current borders. You'll see what I mean in a minute once we've sorted this out. That's 2. I'm half tempted to leave it. But there again, if we get attacked, that's a flight risk. So I'll merge it into this army, and then we only need to recruit 2 units. Because that, they'll easily break. And then it's a morale penalty and blah, blah, blah. So stick to what we know with this army. We're experimenting with Tarantine over here. We've got to be limited where... Oh, it really is interesting the way that this challenge anyway, Dead, is certainly interesting. And then all I want is one more Spartan. Let's make sure we've not met anyone new. We've not. Check politics. It's -3. Do you want a white? Okay, I still can't get them bloody married. Right, so... I have now... Okay, pretty much shored up everything we can round here. What are we getting? We're getting 1,838 per turn. That's going to go down drastically next turn. That's the biggest thing that's happened, that we managed to get back home here. Let me check. What's going on in terms of politics, why we're struggling? The other house, the other faction. Yeah, I was just about to talk about that. My family tree's fine, right? My family tree is absolutely superb. Any more research? Ooh, that's nice. 10% chance of having kids. Hell yeah. Dead. Fine. When it says you, fine. What have you? What's going on here? Any more to research? The public authority, corruption, no time. And we've had an absolute beast of a person. Look at that. 10 authority on him, and he's only 21. He's a beast. My biggest problem now is these don't have many people. And because we're at the max army limit, and they don't have many generals or people to put forward, because what happens if you put the enemy, not the enemy, but the rival faction in charge of some of your armies, and they go out and they have lots of victories, as much as they gain, what's it called? What's this stuff called now? They gain... Not senators. That stuff. That stuff in the corner. The stuff that you can spend on all this. Gravitas, is it? Yeah, gravitas. But they become happy because they're being active. They're seeing success in the world, you know, like you would in the real world. Then why they're happy, you use their happiness against them. Basically doing things like gathering support, promoting your own agenda. But because they're much more limited in number, and because we're reaching our... Well, we've hit our maximum number of generals, and I've had to fill that in with our family, so I can't put a single general on the field and just transfer the stack over and then just disband that general. I'm having a harder time locating them, so I'm trying to fill my navy with them instead, but even that's going to require me to have 3-4 turns until we've got them done. Yeah, gravitas, my word, that word just completely escaped me. Let's check what's going on. Right, we're still at war with everyone. Let's do the list again. You're fine. You're on the border. You're recruiting. You're recruiting. So we may be invading. Oh, hang on. That's another thing. Agents. I need to remember agents. What have we got? That's cheaper, isn't it? Upkeep. Yep, thank you. That's put us back to near enough 2 grand. You're getting yourself to a 20 stack. Can't we recruit one more? No. Alright, all that's fine. You're going back to a 20 stack. And I just tell them to bugger off.
Death and honor! All hands to the oars!
You know, I know that we're not going to be able to chase it down because it's gone all the way there. That's why this is getting created, because if that chased that all the way down there, all I'd have to do is go whoop, and it's dead and gone. Okay, now that's all done. What I need to check then, if I was to click there and click agents. Oh no, the boss's on the field. What the hell is he? One. Oh, he's down here. That's why. You need to defend.
Ready for battle.
You need to. You've already done your stuff. That's fine. We're waiting for these, so that's done. We're not recruiting that anymore. We're not making that any larger or anything until that's done. That's another turn away.
We hunger for orders.
That's good.
For battle.
So I'm going to have to start spending a hell of a lot more money on politics rather than them naturally being happy through all these conflicts that we're having, and it's a shame. Because all I want to do is recruit a new general and swap over with one of our red generals, but we can't do anything because we're on 8 of 8. Still at war with everyone. Civil war. No risk, but I don't want to lose power either, because you go down from 15% tax down to 10, and that basically the size of us and the prices that we're paying would say bye to that. Right, let's go. And back up here again. But this water's getting clearer, which I like to see. Back to your path here. What are you doing? You leave that general alone, you bitch. In fact, injure him. Injure the general. Don't kill him, just injure him. And then I can put someone from the other faction in. Oh, bloody hell, man. Look at these stacks. Come on, yeah. You spotted that, you know. You want to attack it.
This senseless war can
Shut up.
end.
Why are they going all the way up there for? Who the hell's that? Is that someone having a civil war? I've never seen that teacup before. Looks like a teacup, doesn't it? Where are you going? Right, Norrie, they're doing the stuff. Are you moving them armies down too? Oh, here we go. That's Ide. I think they're going to Ide. The Sequani raid work. Where's the raid? Faction encountered. Oh, no way have I met Kush. How the hell have I met Kush?
I will be a patient audience
Ow.
for your speech. Sure that you come to deliver a...
Oh no, have they sent something up here? Have they sent a goddamn 20 stack around or something? How the hell have I met Kush? Where the hell? I don't understand where I've met Kush. Because they took this. That's why I've met Kush. And Kush is only at war with bloody me and the Libyans, and the Libyans are on the last legs.
Fish.
Right. Righto, I get what's going on. That's in 4 sale. So that's our 5 against their 4. And it's probably going to be pretty beat up.
To battle! Moving out!
Please tell me I can kill the damn thing. And then we can force sail to this port. Please, please, please. Thank you. I hate naval fights. Give me some money. The only problem is with force sailing them to there, we're not going to make... where I can only recruit with that stack. Please. Alright, but that's the only place we can go to be safe. That one. Give them some morale. Cultural conversion, sure. Now, the reason I'm not picking the best ones is because he's in blue. He's the rival faction, so I don't care. I only took a dint on us. It's the likes of these that I'm much more cautious regarding. Right. We're down to 500 odd. Is it because we're getting raided or something? Maybe these contributing to it. So what we have to do is move him back down to standard. And we've got to run back to Ida. Again. Because of this butthole. So we're going to just be dancing in between the two. What's going on at Siggy? I prefer you over there. Alright, we've set them back a little bit. That's good. What's going on down here now? Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Have you got the ability? Yes, you have. Good. Right.
Ready for battle.
We've got no cav. That's going to be a little bit painful. That's the joke. Okay, so we're going to take out Tillis, retreat, recover for a turn, and then we go against the Thracians. I hate the Thracians so much. Oh wow, we're completely outnumbered. What are we ever going to do? Okay. The advantage is still with them. Let's go. So what'll happen is, should I win this and be very productive with the results, the two armies will run away, and then I'm hoping to finish off this army that we're fighting now. Even if the other one goes to reinforce, we can still use the knight ability and then have enough to run back home and recruit. That's the plan. Right, don't want to fight in the rain. There we go, thank you.
Sparta! As you were. Commander, orders?
And plus, this is going to give me a chance to test these Spartans against their melee troops, because I think we're going to start suffering heavier losses now. But hey ho, it's what we're going to have to keep on enduring until we can expand the empire and hopefully upgrade to better troops ourselves eventually. I was to plonk these two in the middle. How far can you fire? You can't reach, okay. Even from being close? Yep. So I'm gonna grab these. But if you can't reach that, you know, from there, I'm gonna pull these back a little bit. Just so I can get me archers in and do what I want. Woof, that's completely the wrong buttons, and that's gone completely wonky. I want you and you to join 5. And then it's even brought the bloody cavalry in. Right, just go to 6 for a minute. I'll sort it in a minute. So it's that one and that one now. Thank you. And 3, 4. I need that the other way around. The 3s have got to be here. Yep, I've got a weird system. And then general goes there. They're grouped in the 5s, the 6s, and then group, and then the 6s go there, and the 7s are right here. The 1s go into pike formation, and then we go the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, the 5s, the 6s, the 7s, and we're all good. Right, take that off. So I actually want these to go right there, so I want to see what they're doing. Alright, select all this. Now these should be full of themselves and charge me. Yep. So I'm not going to run forward and change my formation just to suit them. I think they're idiotic for leaving this. Because I've attacked them, the onus is on me. Because they win if they were to just sit back and turtle up. Only if I could reach that. You see what I mean? Why standard ammunition can travel. We're better here now. Right there, we can start wrecking face there. Where the hell are you going?
Ready for orders. Commander, ready and waiting. Yours to command.
Yours to command. Ballista! By your command.
Well, you being a stupid bloody fool just walking around has completely messed things up.
Ballista! Ready for orders. Yours to command. Fire!
Tarantine cavalry.
By your command.
Tarantine cavalry.
Here we go.
Archers! Field artillery. Yours to command.
Citizen cavalry. Tarantine cavalry. Riders, quickly now.
Missiles awaiting targets. Take aim!
Spartans! Citizen cavalry.
They're still flooding people out.
Ballista! Fire!
General, your orders. Double time. Spartan. Quick march. Spartan pikes ready.
Right, we're fine. We're fine. They're charging all in. Just lock all the lines down.
By your command.
Citizen cavalry. Orders. On at the double.
They start coming around. Yeah, they're coming around.
Citizen cavalry. Commander.
General. Yes, commander.
Our general is under attack.
He's fine. Don't worry about him.
Orders. Loose. We await your command.
The archers have been funny buggers again.
Ready and waiting.
Citizen cavalry. Yours to command. Riders.
Ready and
At
waiting.
the double.
Orders understood. Swift riders at your command. Riders, advance!
General, by your command. Commander, as you command.
For glory!
Citizen cavalry.
Missile infantry ready. Fire!
Citizen cavalry. Royal Spartans. Hospitals. Form phalanx. Citizen cavalry.
Ballista! Halt!
Commander. Advance at speed.
To charge! Field artillery ready.
The men are wavering.
That's the first time I've not been keen on Tarantine.
By your command. Fire on the enemy! Melee horsemen! Understood! Yes. Riders at the double!
Citizen cavalry.
Melee cavalry! Advance and speed! Missile infantry
Get everything out here, boys. Just get everything out.
Commander, ready for orders. By your command, Commander. Advance at speed. Citizen cavalry. Your Spartans. Ready and waiting. Fire on the enemy. At your service. At speed! Citizen cavalry! At your service. Adjourn! Ready and waiting. Forward! Citizen cavalry!
They need to stop firing.
Artillery awaiting orders. Draw weapons. Swift melee cavalry. Sparta! Melee cavalry ready. Missile infantry ready.
Why are you just drifting around like complete boneheads? And I've told you how many times just to attack. And hello.
Collots! Fire!
That's bad news.
Missile infantry at your command. Spartans! A quick march!
My front line's gonna fall.
Archers! Spartans! Citizen cavalry! Orders understood. Light infantry at your command. Yours to command. Advance! Your orders. As you orders. And forward! Citizen cavalry! Orders
This is a bit of a mess.
understood. Archers! Missiles awaiting targets. Archers! Spears ready. Ballista! For quick march! Spartan pikes! Sparta! Yes, Commander! Melee horsemen! Archers! Orders! Loose! Your orders!
Uh-oh.
Missiles ready and waiting! On the double! Archers! General! By your command! Spartans! Archers! Missile infantry! Double time! Ballista! Ready for orders! Archers! Sparta! Understood! Ready and waiting!
I don't know if we're gonna see the other side of this.
Waiting targets! Field artillery! Yours to command! Fire on the enemy! Sparta! Orders understood! Pikes at the ready! Spartans! Forward! Ready and waiting! Citizen cavalry!
The enemy general is dead.
Good, 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 good.
Advance! Archers!
You're doing. You keep on firing down there. Come this way.
Citizen cavalry! Riders! Advance! Advance at speed! We await your command.
I was gonna fight down to the last man.
Ready, as you command. Advance!
That last charge of the cavalry, I think, might just
Battle.
clench it for us.
Shameful display.
Take aim! Command up! Your orders! Speed! Ready and waiting! Spartan pikes! Quick march! Citizen cavalry! Riders! Spartan pikes! Sparta! A double time! Spartan pikes! Citizen cavalry! Columns!
Like those melee troops that they're chucking at us are insane.
Spartan pikes! Swift melee cavalry! Advance at speed! Citizen cavalry! Pike men ready for orders! Citizen cavalry! Engage! Archers! General! At speed! Spartans! Spartan pikes! Spartans!
The battle is turning in our favor.
Only just, mate.
Missiles awaiting
Yes, it was. I need to try and be more defensive in our offensive again by fortifying in the face of the enemy, and I think we would have stood a much better time. Had a much better time of things if we did that. It's easy to bugger off now. Give me some money because we need to replenish.
That is impossible.
Not messing. How many turns? Right then. We're gonna need the cavalry and everything else fixed for this. Alright, you and you merge. You and you merge. Everything else is fine, right? Let's get recruiting. Oh, get you gone. I want another archer. We need 3 cav. 3 pike. If they don't siege us up, that'll be pretty much back on the ball. I want to make sure that they get no further. So if I was to go right... Whoa! Oh, that's because we moved them up, isn't it? Right, yeah, never mind. There's that idea gone. How are we looking down here? This... I think what's going on, the AI is pushing us so hard on the other side because it knows that I'm trying to put as many resources as I can into this region because I want to start an invasion. So, what are we allocating here? We need one of them because that's becoming a financial building. I want... What is it? The one that gives us more money? It's the